Mercury is the closest planet to Sol, and it is also the smallest planet, with many features similar to Luna. Its size, its lack of an atmosphere, and its gray color are reminiscent of our moon. However, unlike Luna, Mercury has received much less attention. So far, only two spacecraft have visited Mercury, both from NASA, but there is also one on the way right now, and one possible a little while in the future. Let's start with the NASA probes. First off is Mariner 10, the earliest mission to Mercury. The Mariner program was a series of space probes sent to study Mercury, Venus, and Mars. This program allowed for many firsts in interplanetary travel. Mariner 10 specifically had the first use of the gravity assist and the first flyby of Mercury. It was also the last of the Mariner program. Mariner 10 was launched in 1973 and flew by Mercury thrice, twice in 1974 and once in 1975, each 6 months apart. Mariner 10 got as close as 327 kilometers during its flybys. Mariner mapped about half of Mercury's surface and gave scientists the basic idea of the planet that we have today. It discovered the Luna-like surface, it discovered its large temperature swings, it discovered a nearly non-existent atmosphere of helium and a large iron core, and it discovered a weak magnetic field. These basic discoveries helped the later Messenger mission. The Messenger mission was launched in 2004 with a plan to orbit Mercury for the first time. Its intent was to study Mercury's surface, magnetic field, and composition. To use less fuel, Messenger took a long roundabout route to Mercury, using multiple gravity assists of Earth, Venus, and Mercury to slow down. By 2011, it was able to enter Mercury's orbit. For the next 4 years, Messenger studied Mercury from orbit. Studying from orbit is vastly superior to studying from flybys because you get a lot more time to view the object and can see it from more angles. Messenger made some more in-depth discoveries than Mariner. It found out that Mercury's magnetic field was shifted off-center northward. It found evidence of past volcanism on Mercury, and it found water in Mercury's northern craters. It also created an elevation map of the northern hemisphere. Unfortunately, due to the shape of its orbit, it was unable to create a map like that of the southern hemisphere, nor did it confirm ice in the southern craters, but what it did discover was valuable. The next mission, launched merely 2 months ago, that will reach Mercury in late 2025 is Bepi-Colombo. Bepi-Colombo will be taking a fuel-efficient route like Messenger. This is a joint mission between ESA and JAXA that consists of 2 probes, one from each agency. There's the European Mercury Planetary Orbiter and the Japanese Mercury Magnetospheric Orbiter. Having 2 probes will allow it to study how a solar event affects 2 places around Mercury at once. The mission will study Mercury's magnetic field and atmosphere, as well as Mercury's origin and structure so close to Sol. Finally, the mission plans to test Einstein's theory of relativity. One of the first pieces of evidence for Einstein's theory was a discrepancy between Mercury's orbit and Newtonian gravity that Einstein's theory had solved. This will be studied further in depth with this mission. Out of all these missions, there hasn't yet been a Mercury lander, but with the proposal of Mercury-P, there will be. The full name of this probe that will be made by Roscosmos is Mercury-Posadka, or Mercury Landing, so it's pretty clear what it's going to do. With a launch scheduled for the 2030s and the use of a fuel-efficient flyby route to Mercury, it will be a while before we see this craft in action. However, this is a very important mission because, as previously mentioned, there have been no Mercury landers yet. Bepi-Colombo was going to include one, but it proved too expensive. Hopefully, this mission will bring a lot of new discoveries with its first time landing. In conclusion, Mercury hasn't been visited often. It either takes a fuel-intensive or a time-intensive route to get there, and not many consider it that interesting of an environment. However, I find these missions interesting and hope that you do too.